Greetings and welcome back. In the previous lecture, we got our city product architecture from a data standpoint put together so we can test it out. We, in our main here, created a create city products method that really does the magic of looping through our cities, looping through our products, and creating our city product nodes or objects that by passing city to them and product to them, they're always going to be linked together. And we keep that list inside of each city is holding its own list of city products. So with that, we're going to need a way to show these products on the screen. And so right now we're keeping our data separate. It's a good design pattern to keep your data separate. That's going to be useful to you when you choose to maybe serialize the data or load the data from the disk, things like that. So let's go ahead and create a product panel that's going to hold basically the name of our product and what the price of that product is in the city. So we can come here, add another one of these tabs. So we got a new scene. We click this, and let's this time create a panel like this and hit create. And this is what's going to be like the list of our products when we list these out. So here's our panel, and I'm actually going to call it product panel, just like that. And let's go ahead and add a label. So we add a child node for the label, and we'll drag it down and maybe move it to here. We'll just have it take up the whole thing because we can come into this and put product name like that, and we'll just align it vertically to the center so that it fits in there pretty nice. And we'll call this the product name. And then we'll just duplicate that since it's already centered. That'll save us a little bit of time. Move it to here. And we'll just say price. Like that. And this one will align to the right. So it'll always have the prices aligned like that. So that's a really simple just display that will initiate for each of our products. So let's save that, and notice it says product panel there, so we save. And when we come back in here to our main and look at our script, we can preload the product panel. Whoops, didn't want to get rid of that, I wanted to copy it. We can get this product panel the same way. So we can say product panel, but this time instead of the product GD or product panel GD, we don't want the GD. We actually want the screen representation of that. So I can say TSCN, just like that. And so that's going to preload this into the product panel. And so when we create our products, we can go ahead and for now we can, create also our panels from that. So we after we create our products, we can probably just go ahead and say create product panels. So let's make a function for creating our product panels. And we might refactor this and put a lot of these methods inside of their classes later. But for now, we're going to keep them in here. So we're going to create our product panels. And so we say for product in products. So we've already got our products when we do this. And then we can say var new product panel equals, and maybe I can use that. I'll do that underscore convention. I'm kind of liking that. We're going to use product panel dot instance dot instance. And so that is a special code word that works with those instance files. And then with that, I can actually add it to our scene. So let's just say, let's see, add child product panel. And we'll leave it like that. And we're going to create our product panels. So after we create our products, we can create our product panels. And let's run that and see if we get any errors. And there they are. See up here in the top left where it says product name. So we are seeing them get initiated, but they're all in the same place. Now you can't see them here because in the project because it's running, but if you click remote and click on main, you'll see that it created them right here. So it created the first product panel, and then there's the second product panel, and you can actually see the things inside of it, just like that. So we're getting started, right? It's a good place to be. So how about now we go ahead and in our product panel here, I want to rename this the price. Here's our product panel, and we can see it's making them, but the problem is it's just stacking them. And rather than having us have to do positioning and calculate positions, there's some really cool layout tools that are going to help us here. So let's go ahead and use some of those. We can come here into main like this, right click, and create a container to hold our products. So I'm going to say container, and there's different ones, but we're just going to use a VBox container because all our products can just be listed vertically by the style we're using. So I'm going to come in here, and let's go ahead and move our buttons down. They're in the way. You can't really see that, but I know it's there. So you can't see this, and I'm going to, instead of VBox container, I'm going to call it product list container. It's a little long, but that'll work. So this is going to contain our product list right here. And what that means is we can come in here to our main script, and rather than adding the child to the main, which it does, that's what this is doing when I don't specify anything, I can come in here and say product list container dot add child and add them to that and rerun it. And there they are. Now you can see they're all kind of stacked on top of each other. They're really hard to see. So instead we want to click here, and under the custom constraints, seems like I'm having to add a lot more than when I tested it. But it is working, and that's the most important thing. That if we had 10 products, it would just list them right here. Now, what's not working, however, is that we need to, update the UI of that panel with the right information. So we're not going to worry about price yet. Let's just, for this lecture, we're just going to worry about getting the name of the product. So one way to do it would be to, in here, say, product panel, and, try to get a reference to that label. But we don't want to do that. We don't want to reference and try to reference that from within here. We're going to make a method inside a product panel to do that. So we come here to product panel. We don't have a script on this yet, so let's go ahead and create a script, and we'll just accept the script that it gives us, just like that. And so let's create a UI update UI method on our panel where it can take care of handling it itself. And so we're going to say, and we'll pass in the product name for now. So we'll say product name. We'll pass it into it. Make it easy for it to start with. So we're going to come in here and say, when we update the UI, we're going to say product name dot text equals product name. So it's really simple, just like that. And we can come back in here now after we have initialized it, and that means that we can just come in here and say product panel dot update UI and send along product dot product name. Fresh. And there it is. Now we have our product names getting listed, and of course This is going to be determined the price by the city and the product that we're on. So how could we do that? What would be an easy way if we said, we arrive at the port. So let's make a function arrive at the port. And when we arrive at the port, we want to set and update all those prices. Now, the problem is that the products themselves don't have a reference to the product panel. So there's a little trick that we can do here that's just kind of an interesting way to bundle our data. And so that's what we're going to really do right now is, I'm going to put a pass in here, is how do we need to construct the data so it's easy for us to know when we're on a given which products go through which city. So let's see what I mean by that. In our product, make a reference var product panel, right? So this is the key here. We're going to store a reference to our product panel in our product, so we have easy access to it. Anytime we're looking at a product, we know what product panel it goes with. And because after we create this, and then what that means is, as soon as we in our for product and we create this product panel, we come in here and we say product dot product panel equals product. And this should have been this. Keep things like that. So might seem a little bit confusing, but we want our product, our data item, to just hold a reference to our product panel. Why? Because then it's easy for us to update the text, right? We got a reference there right to it. So it's really simple for us to do. So let's look at again in here in our product panel. So in our product panel, we will also keep a back reference to product. Why not, right? So when we create our product panel, we want to then also have an init in here. And this is going to be an init that we create. Not when you instance things, you can't use the underscore init and pass things along when you instance them visually. You have to do it this way. So when we init this, we're going to then at this point take in a product and set it here. So we're just making our own init that we have to call. So we're setting up these references so it's really easy in our architecture to communicate. So we're going to come in back into here, and when we create our product panel, after we create it, we're going to call the init and pass along the product. So now we have all of these items connected together. It's going to make it really, really easy for us now when we arrive at the port. We want to go city product in the cities that we're in. So this is the current city index dot city products. So there you can see that's a very important thing. This is getting our city products out of there. And then now we just need to set our product panel, find our product panel, and send it a message to to update the price. So we can say city product dot product panel update price, and pass in the city product price, just like that. So in our panel now, we're going to have the price come in, and we can say price.text equals the string of price. Just like that. Need a colon. There. Alrighty. Pretty complicated. If you're a new programmer, this has got to feel very complex, and there's a lot to learn here. But essentially what we're doing when we arrive at the port, we're just going to loop through all the city products for that city that we're in. And then when we find one of those city products, we're going to look at the product item, which we've set the product panel on, and we're updating that price with whatever price we have in our city product. So we're going to let city product take care of the price. We don't care. We're going to worry about that later at some other point. So now let's just do an arrive at port in our buttons here. So we'll do arrive at port. That way we can see if we get what we hope we get. And when I hit Shanghai, we got an error. It says non-existent function update price. So I just did not use my naming conventions like I should here. But it's a good sign that we're there. I think we got 7 and 13, 11 and 12. Yep, it's working. So we do have more cleanup to do. A lot going on in that lecture. I will, in the next lecture, begin the next lecture, kind of going over this a little bit. For anyone that might be confused, we'll take a little bit of a look at the code, put some comments in, and maybe that'll help everyone.